With the summer upon us and the crime rate on the rise, many are concerned about what the summer may hold. In this week's Newsmakers segment, we sat down with Hennepin County Commissioner Kevin Anderson to talk about violence reduction efforts underway in Hennepin County.
So recently we've allocated $10 million to violence reduction efforts. Just recently we've posted a position for a director of violence reduction to help lead this effort, working alongside our public health, our health and human services, and our public safety divisions, so that they can really help coordinate efforts, because we know violence reduction efforts isn't in a silo. It exists across housing, it exists across mental health services, and it touches everybody's life in some way. And we see it in every part of the county. We see suicides, gun violence, increased stress levels. We're just at a point right now that we need to do something, and we need to have coordinated efforts to try to reduce this.
Sure, and broad in scope too. One of those is school mental health services.
Yeah, over the last year we've made funds available to school-based mental health so that we can have services to every student in Hennepin County. I think that's one of the biggest things that we can do right now, is to support our students and make sure that when things are happening in the world, that they are supported and that they can process what's happening, and that their families have access to support as well.
And is this a topic that you've been hearing a lot about?
We've been hearing about it, especially coming out of the pandemic. We just hear instances of people figuring out how to be with each other again. And we hear it in our schools and in our neighborhoods, in our workplace. And so having these broader supports available to everybody and working from the ground up, I think is really important.
All right. Let's shift gears a minute from talking about our students to talking about our seniors. You've got some events coming up for World Elder Abuse Day.
Yeah, so World Elder Abuse Day is coming up in June. And in lead up to that, I've been meeting with organizations and group homes and other people and organizations that are helping our elders in our communities. I'll be having an event on June 8th at the Maple Grove Community Center to help highlight and bring county staff to showcase what we're doing around our age-friendly initiatives. Because we know we can't just take care of one group of people, we need to take care of everybody. And as our community is aging, we need to make sure that we have the structures in place to take care of them.
All right, we'll put more information on the June 8th event on our website. Thank you for coming in today, Kevin Anderson, Hennepin County Commission.
Thank you so much.
Some Brooklyn Center High School students can now add book authors to their resumes. In today's School Spotlight, reporter Sonia Goins shows us how a class project at Brooklyn Center High School turned into something special.
People from many different races and cultures walk the halls of Brooklyn Center High School.
We have a number of students who are refugees. We have a number of students who are first generation.
Some of those students recently shared their family's history of migration and immigration.
I was blown away by what students wrote.
Last year, Tom Parks assigned students a project that centered around migration. The project was so successful, it developed into a powerful student-authored book.
Really and truly, this is entirely student done. The title, the concept, the writing, it was important to me that they had an opportunity to do all of it.
The book is called What Goes On in Our Shadows.
There are 29 different stories from over 11 different countries, regions of the world.
Last year, 7 ninth graders worked on it.
We just wrote about migration stories, the journey of it, and how it affects people.
Moises Soto Puente was the senior editor for the book. The story he wrote was fictional.
I've always, loved studying about Japan and their history, so I just did an immigration story about that.
His tale involves a Japanese immigrant from the 1940s.
Although I miss Japan dearly, the one thing I would deem new in the U.S. is the hate I see.
and their internment camps from World War II.
This new era of hate anytime me and my family go out to this new land. I've never seen that in Japan. The looks, the stares.
Moises was born in the United States, but his parents immigrated from Mexico. He says he can relate to the struggles some immigrants face.
They're just stared at in a particular way because they look different, or their culture's different, or they speak a different language.
The student-published book is now being used throughout classes in the district.
The stories themselves just live in people.
They had to choose 5 stories to read, and I never had a class so quiet.
An 11th grade English class read the book as part of a unit on immigration.
And I was trying to impart to them that we all have a story to share, and our voices are all really important.
Meanwhile, Moises hopes the story will inspire people to be more understanding and accepting of other cultures and races.
These people are real people in our communities. Come to a new place and they just do their best to learn their surroundings and fit in.
In Brooklyn Center, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
The book was funded by a grant. The school is working on getting more funds to do a second printing. The latest play on stage at Yellow Tree Theater in Osseo will make you laugh out loud, but it's also designed to make you think, too.
The show is really about pulling the curtain back on one's personal and exploring it to get to a place of healing. Do we necessarily get to that place? No, but like life, this play is a reflection of what the journey could possibly be.
The show is called In the Next Room, and it's described as a fresh take on the history and politics of relationships, science, and electricity. It's on stage now through June 26th.